us. But whichever way you are a Ghanaian, obisa wa na entasa na mo wa chechim. Obisa de afiinfa me fi Volta region. Aya angunanya inyo na aye angunanya fi aso America. Those who come from the southern belt, and now you are from the middle belt, or you are from the Akan, Jasikan area to the top. Nina and Baba.
Maybe for a fake and fraudulent activities, no. Usika sem yembisa. Juma we yetia ka saying is not there. Usika wo mobile money wallet me saying any ho. Sika wo bank account me saying. Sa questions we and
I think apart from that, let us also remind those watching us to share the information that let's be very suspicious about everybody. Because around these times, some criminals can come around in the name of census officials and may take advantage to study your compound and know when to attack. And so just be vigilant. That's all. Don't raise false alarms, but just be vigilant.
Yes, most importantly, ID card now use. The last time I GSS penny ba ko kasa on say or the ID card nature ID card no so no be say QR code tuntum bi ISS square also to bet me be a phone camera no now they share sa code no so they share so e be ma information about
I think this is what we should do. While, because the lines are very busy, everybody is trying to speak to them. But let's take some few calls, because sometimes we assume that we know more than those who are watching us. For all you know, they can help us with this ethnicity type thing.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. What are you saying?
Pachayo.
Mugabe.
Pachayo Femi Eric Ahianyo.
Okay. Mugabe na naka me peno, me nyoko na na bese ka me introduce se na ku hume.
Mpacho
na me na na landing.
Yo mpacho yes wa frɛ na ɛda so sɛ wo hwɛ yɛn na sesi ade ɛyɛ program nti wontumi ni Mugabe enkasa ebia later ɛbɛgye o number na ɛde ama no why. Okay, so that's how popular Mugabe is.
Yes.
I've seen 2 pictures of Mugabe embossed on the back of a 207 commercial bus.
Oh, that's nice.
And so it just tells you people just love
He's doing a good work.
Abna, somebody's on the line.
Hello, good morning. Oh, we've lost him.
So that's the difficulty we are facing, but I'm pretty sure that it is not because of sabotage. It is just because of one of those technical things. And so keep on calling us. The numbers are on the screen.
Yeah, 0204.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you raise your voice and tell us which issue is on your mind? And for us, we want to talk about census, your experience if they have visited you so far.
Me pasa mi Mr. Yanyo.
Yes.
Mr. Good morning. My uncle Abo.
Hey, Abo to phone because if mama chwe man na day man na do me man.
I have been sold.
Yeah, also if me room or frefi me room. Where my parents come from my hometown. I greet everybody. In fact, tell everybody at Abo that they should watch TV XYZ because
Eric has made
one of their own is on set. But let's go serious. Tell us what is on your mind, therefore.
Start with the perfect, ela fufu. Nyomi do na ngloba.
Okay.
Never catch your whole do aveno.
Okay.
Like ton. Afi availe bato.
Okay.
But do my to holy.
Okay.
Dali fufu.
Okay.
To go to holy.
Morokio, akpa madragoma, ba one yo miana mabubu hana yo. He was trying to help us with this ethnic and tribe thing. He said, we speak Anglo.
Okay.
And then when you come to Akachi, you always see Akachi Abo. They speak Aveno. And the Tong people are there. And it goes on and on and on. Abena, somebody's on the line.
Oh, okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me patron na umpom to say. Yeah, then Mr. Bodi, mama ni baby awo kasa free.
Me dane me kasa free for some trade district Ashanti region.
Yeah, Chacha Ashanti region for you. But I'm on come me why.
Yeah, so much. I'm going to come home about na issue by 117 million settlement after Ghana due to the government order and other figures or other authority now also more yet manya ama executive abebe so. I am like me catching this in the enforce. I also much less hard to get to. The Nyame and indeed we are coming back to power. Let's see let's do is in or more capital here. You fiercely deal with the leadership of the NDC.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Baba from Medina. Baba, good morning. Yeah, Baba can hear you. Good morning. Okay. So Baba seems to be listening to himself on his TV
Hello,
set.
good morning.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Morning.
Yeah. Is it XYZ?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'm Efia. I'm calling from Sakumono.
Okay, we are listening.
Me issue ni say. Me blame year 12 for. Come ya election no. Me titi me me share pa. The real clip no me share year 12. Na time ya ko boy no year 12 for year up to time mo do up to Mammy, na that year no. Me share papa o year 12 but I would next year.
Okay, madam.
With the allegation with the I know
yes, I perceive the award can be so because you are accusing another competitor and we don't know the issues. We think it will not be fair to allow you to go on. You can call us later. Now, say yes, American BBO We'll take about 3 more calls and have our newspaper review. Somebody.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
If I show to say.
Because yes, for me, the modern oracle is very wager.
Okay, Pachama Anunkoi.
Yeah, person is your voters ID now during 2020 election. Particularly, yes, hello.
Hello,
yeah, the all kind of bisabio moai mantini.
Maybe before 2020 election, your voters ID. They say voters ID, no, you're fine. Maybe you're fine. Because it's like we have the voters ID in our car, in our purses, we don't do anything with it. What is the purpose of having the voters ID card that we cannot use?
Okay, what we know is that many of the institutions which were rejecting the new voters ID card said they were buying time to synchronize the data. But I can tell you that there's a process to make sure that every information we have is captured on the national ID card. So SNET is doing it. The police ID department will be doing it. Ghana Revenue is doing it where the 10 numbers are synchronized. And eventually we'll be using one card. SNET, for example, say by January 2022, say when ni Ghana card, I want to me yenoma bebre. And the Mbompa say data na wohono as they keep on to update it. Ni na bekwa kujina adia bako so near the idea ejuma. Maybe that's what I can share for now. Somebody go.
I have a second question, please.
There's somebody there, so if you can make it brief so that I can speak to the other person on the line.
Yes, I'll make it brief. Now, a lot of people watch SYZ-TV, and we have only 2 numbers over there on the screen now. How do you guys expect 1 million people to reach you through those 2 numbers?
That is why
we want extra numbers.
No, the thing is, we can't answer all
every number means 1 telephone set. And this is not a telecom center, so we can't have, let's say, 100 telephone lines. Whichever way it is, 1 person can speak at a time. It's your far na bakon free. There's somebody else on the line. Let's leave it here, but I'm sure you were able to go through, which means it's fair. Good morning.
Bacho, good morning.
Abena no better, sir.
Pastor, good morning.
Yeah, Pastor, everything can take us one.
Okay, Pastor, can mo anong come me why?
Pastor, me our water. Ni kaswa ba yeta yeta, but it don't say straight. He me ba usuton o beton si me e high.
Okay.
Okay.
Pastor, ya friend number no na yenka same way why?
Okay, but
numbers na Emma obium me Pastor.
Okay, so while Abena is looking for the numbers to call anytime.
0540 585 599 and I say 0243 249 245. Inti Pastor friend numbers na interesting and common why, Mr.
And keep on watching TVXYZ because there were distributors according to the information available. They scroll it on the screen. Into a distributor area, then you can call that number and if they to dodoa, they will bring it to you. And the numbers are so once they call you, once you call and you give them your location, they'll bring it to your doorstep at no extra cost. So just keep patronizing X Natural Mineral Water. Now we're going for a break.
So
my guests are in. Yes, we bought time to allow people to speak. And it looks like many of them have a lot of issues on their mind.
Yes. So we'll take a break. When we come back, the newspaper review continues.
I love makeup. Applying it gives me so much joy. But when it's time to take it off, nothing does the job quite like the Black Secret Makeup Wipes. When I go somewhere and I feel really sweaty, I take my Black Secret wipe and I use it on my face. It picks me up and I don't look as tired as I did when I walked in.
Before I work on a client's face, I like to go over it with Black Secret Makeup Wipes to make sure the face is clean. It doesn't leave the face dry and tight, but it keeps it soft and moisturized.
Wipes say your bodo. Bakope, and it gets the job done. Or baby, and the smell makes the experience even better.
Peace of mind is very essential in your journey to success. For Akwesi Papa, peace of mind means having a proper covering over his family. Literally. For Araba, aka Injection Mama, it's about having the funds to complete her advanced nursing course. And as for Corporal Odami, it's as simple as reporting on time for his shifts. Sometimes all you need is a simple push. At Needs Microfinance, we have tailor-made loan packages for salaried workers under the Controller General's Department. With the low interest rate and quick wahala-free process, you are guaranteed of a timely solution to get back that peace of mind, literally in 30 minutes. Microfinance, growing with you.
Welcome back. This is TVXYZ. This morning update, we start at 6:30, we close at 9, and it's brought to you proudly by Black Secret and X Natural Mineral Water. At this stage, we delve into the newspapers or the topical issues in town. We know about the NDC's response to the $170 million judgment debt. I'm reading in one of the newspapers which says the Attorney General says, in fact, Ghana actually saved over $55 million after all what has happened. So the blame game is on. We'll hear Sammy Gyamfi, who addressed a news conference yesterday. We'll hear excerpts of what he said. And of course, we'll be going to Ejura. We'll be speaking to hashtag Fix the Country conveners, the Economic Fighters League, whose member is dead now, and all the allegations that are coming up at this stage with regards to what happened. In the studio with me is Emmanuel Enyuma. They call him Elembele KK. He's with me in the studio. How are you?
I'm fine, Eric.
Traffic Chonokakra.
The traffic is too much. I mean, I left home around 6:30, and you can't predict the traffic actually.
Yes, so actually what happens is because of the rains, sometimes people want to swerve bad roads, and they divert traffic onto other stretches which are not normally known for traffic buildup. So if you fail to anticipate some of these things before you realize...
But basically the traffic is not really about the rain. Yes, it's part of it. But mostly it's the trotro drivers. You see a 4-lane, then they intentionally take 2 lanes and it will left with 2 lanes. So we are forced to use the 2 lanes and you see police standing by, just watching. And
they are overwhelmed, but you see, it's painful. You remember last year, there was an exercise initiated by one radio station or maybe one media platform. I'm talking about City TV. And they were working together with the police.
Ghana police,
And they embarrassed a lot of people.
Especially
MPs, journalists, all kinds of people. And so they could decide to make spot checks. And we saw some level of discipline. Monies were raised. And those monies obviously will go to the state because people paid fines. And these things were captured on video. It was shared on social media. And you ask yourself, it was an effort that was helping the police MTTD. It was an effort that, in my opinion, was protecting our roads because some of these trotro drivers, especially the 207 Benz buses, use shoulders of the roads and they create their own routes and they cause the mess.
But Eric,
so
I think,
what happened?
I think one of the problems we have in this country is consistency. We are not consistent with whatever we are doing. We just start something, then we stop. So I think when we adopt the attitude of consistency in everything that we do, I think it's going to help us. I mean, when you travel outside, in the UK, they make a lot of money in terms of tax revenue from traffic, from road from fines and all those things. So for me, I think when we are able to focus there, we will be able to generate more revenue than to be taxing the ordinary Ghanaians on fuel, on mobile money and all those things, because that one really affects the people. But with traffic alone, when you are able to manage traffic with fines, you cross a red traffic, there must be a system. And I think moving forward, we have to look at a holistic system that will deal with that situation, because you can raise a lot of revenue. Because as for the trotro drivers, I don't know. Basically, the way we also do our politics in this country.
No, it's not about politics. See, fuel prices have gone up. The prices of spare parts have shot up.
Everything is up.
They want to increase lorry fares. We are not happy because we will suffer, because your pay has not been increased and mine hasn't been increased that much.
Exactly.
And the GPRTU, they are accused of allowing itself to be influenced. So the drivers are not able to charge what will give them money that will be described as you break even, you pay the car owner, and you also keep something on you. So the only way is to cut corners to be able to survive. It is part of the problem. In fact, we want to start our discussion. And the preamble is highlights of what Sammy Gyamfi said yesterday. Let's hear the first part of some of the issues he raised. After that, we'll begin our conversation, and then we'll find out why Sammy Gyamfi says the president, the attorney general, and then former minister for energy, Boakye Jackson, must be held responsible. But first, he tried to explain why government really messed up, and that is why we are where we are.
It will interest you to know that during cross-examination at arbitration proceedings, Dr. Ahenkra, who was the chairman of the PPA committee, and a key witness for the government of Ghana, said that he could not recollect any such recommendation by the committee and dissociated himself from the AG's advice that recommended the termination of the GPGC EPA. This fact can be found at paragraph 490 of the arbitral award. And this is how much the Kufuor-Bawumia government derelicted in its duty to protect the public purse. It is important to make the point that aside the fact that the GPGC EPA was approved by Cabinet and Parliament, its terms are materially the same as all the other PPAs executed by the then Power Ministry, some of which, like Car Power and Sem Power, have been extended by the Kufuor-Bawumia administration.
So the blame game is still on. I have in the studio Emmanuel Nyima, who is a member of the NDC at the National Communications team member, isn't it?
Yes,
right.
Yes, yeah.
Now, I have listened to conversations on the other side, and they have made reference to the fact that the company in question did not satisfy all requirements, and especially that the NDC itself had begun processes to review the contract you signed yourself. So this government only carried forward except of what you wanted to do, and now you want to make it look like you are angels who are thinking about Ghana, and that contract didn't come with problems in the first place.
Eric, to set the ball rolling, greetings to your cherished viewers, especially the good people of Elembele and my MP, Honorable Kofi Boah. You see, why are we here today talking about judgment debts? And I feel that I'm ashamed for President Nana Addo and Bawumia and the MPP, because in the days of their opposition, they were singing judgment debt all over, and they were shouting judgment debt. NDC is incompetent, NDC is that. And today, Eric, we are here talking about the same judgment debt that these people in opposition bastardized the NDC, that we are very incompetent. Eric, the reason why we are here, it is because of their criminal negligence. It's because of their incompetence, and it's because of their sloppiness and their attitude of that I know all. I will not listen to anybody. That is why we are here. It is purely incompetence, and you can't describe it, you can't use any words to describe why we should be paying $170 million, a whooping amount that can be used to solve this no-birth syndromes in the hospital. People in Elembele need good water. People everywhere in this country need good roads. And we need hospitals, we need schools, we need dormitories to end this double track system. But we are here going to spend this money to just a private company to take it for free. And why? Let me give you the background. You know, during 2013 to 2015, we had this doomsaw, and it was one of the issues that, went down. We had a lot of issues with this doomsaw. So President John Dramani Mahama then didn't want to take a knee-jerk decision. He wanted to solve the problem. He took responsibility, and he said he would solve the problem outright. So we started signing PPAs, power purchase agreements. We started bringing in EPAs, that's emergency power. We started signing EPAs, emergency power agreement. And one of the agreements we signed was the GPGC agreement. You know, this agreement, for me, was one of the best agreements, because it's the cheapest. That's 4 kilowatt cents per hour. It's very cheap, and the duration is 4 years. And Eric, we didn't have any letter of credit standby to be issued. We didn't have government guarantee. So to me, it was very secured. It was one of the best negotiated EPA by the Ministry of Power then, VRA and ECG. So government approved that contract with Parliament, 275 parliamentarians, including the MPP. They were in Parliament, including the Mines and Energy Committee that they sat on. They all approved this deal, and it went to Parliament for approval. Cabinet approved it. Now, we all agreed that it was a good contract. So first of all, the deal that we signed with GPGC, the EPA deal, the agreement was a good deal.
So what could have informed the decision before NDC left office to review aspects of the contract if it was a good deal?
Eric, in every policy or in anything we do as a country, sometimes we want to review and look at where we have gotten to, what we can do next, and what we can add on or we can subtract. So we set up a PPA committee. That committee made a lot of recommendations. And even with recommendations, we can defer some of the contracts. We can extend some of the contracts.
The aspects of the agreement.
Yeah, the agreement. We can extend some of it. And we review a lot of things. Even the free SHS, we said we'll review it. Doesn't mean we are going to cancel it. So review comes, when we say review doesn't mean we are canceling something. So we left power. And MPP came in. So this is where the problem lies. The reason why we are here, Eric, this is where the problem lies. They came in and they think they know too much than anybody. And you know government is a continuous process. And when we started something, they should have involved NDC. But they sat down, they took the decision. Cabinet, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo chaired cabinet, directed Boakye Jaku to take decision to terminate that contract. And this is why we are here. And Eric, you see, post facto, this thing, they decided that it is because of excess capacity, and that is what they are drumming home with their Attorney General and all their government communicators, saying that, oh, it is excess capacity, excess capacity. It is due to excess capacity. Eric, I have in my hand the reason why they canceled the contract, and it is nothing with excess capacity. Let me tell you the reason why they canceled the contract. This is a letter signed by Boakye Ejaku, then the energy minister, directed by the president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at cabinet, and told him to terminate it. And these were the reasons: failure of GPGC to secure a license from the Energy Commission to enable them engage in sale of electricity in the country, in accordance with Section 11 of the Energy Commissions Act. 2. Failure of GPGC to secure a siting and construction permit for the project. 3. Failure of GPGC to achieve financial closure. Eric, these are the reasons why they they cancelled or terminated that GPGC APA contract agreement. These are facts. This is
no facts, i.e. the concerns raised.
Pardon?
Was there any justification in the concerns they have raised?
The justification could have been, deliberated when they went to the court of arbitration, because they gave the government opportunity 28 days to file their response. When they when they terminated the contract, now the people took them to arbitration, and when they took them to arbitration, they were supposed to appear at arbitration to defend the decision they have taken. Even on the arbitration panel, we had a representative unanimously, even Ghana's representative, one professor something, unanimously dismissed all the claims that the government was trying to defend. So it should tell you that at the end of the day, they also use taxpayers' money to pay law firms to help us. The law firms realize that no, they are not able to. Our case is smooth. So now the Attorney General, who is Godfred Odame, who was part of the team, running away from his own shadow, saying that, oh, for me, I was not part. It was my boss, Gloria Kufu. And for me, you don't do that as a Deputy Attorney General, because, Eric, if I come to this studio with my boss, lawyer Sami Jemfi, and I sit here and Sami Jemfi is making argument or debate or making submissions, I'm aware of what my boss is talking about. So I can't recuse myself when there is time for accountability and say that, oh, I was not aware. I was in the studio when my boss was making those submissions. So I'm aware. So Yeboah is aware, Odame is aware of whatever decision that was taken. So now he cannot recuse himself from the sloppiness and the negligence and the incompetence of where we are now, while we are paying this judgment debt. And you see, what is more intriguing is that the excuses they gave at arbitration Can you imagine in this country? They said because it is election, Eric, that is why they were not able to attend the due time they gave them. Oh, because there was no attorney general. That is why. But you see, during election, we were paying taxes, true of us. With this extra natural mineral water, you can see stamp on it. We were buying water. So government was in motion. Government was running. So you cannot use that excuse. So, I mean, the arbitration court threw that one away and said, I mean, this is no excuse. Now they said, oh, there was no attorney general at that time. But when you go to the ministry, the arbitrators, there are people who are at the ministry who are working. What did they advise them to do? So for me, I feel that we are here because some people slept on their job. Eric, we are here because some people decided that they know too much that they can do whatever they want. And the most annoying thing is that this money we are going to pay, the 170 million, we are going to pay from our pockets.
But some will say that, look, whether we like it or not, we have the judgment that slapped on us.
Okay.
NDC's press conference may not go far. Some are saying there's the need for an independent investigation into this. Some who called into our program this morning said, should the NDC win 2024 and you allow those you suspect today may have been complicit for their negligence resulting in this judgment that without punishing them, they will not set you free. They will deal with you, leadership of the NDC. Now, with all these concerns from ordinary Ghanaians, how do you respond to the key issues? You have held a press conference, yes. So what? Nothing will happen.
You see, Eric, something will happen. The next NDC administration, whoever becomes the next Attorney General, has a lot of work to do. Because even with the Ameri deal, with the sales of the ECG to PDS, those things that happen, we investigate it. In fact, we did a press conference and we stated it that when we come to power, anybody who have hands in it will be dealt with. This one, the next Attorney General, and I'm telling you, President Mahama is a responsible citizen who ensure that we get value for money in this country. Whoever is responsible, who slept on this job, whoever...
Who are you holding responsible for this?
So many people will be held responsible. Now, I can't just pinpoint because, you know, there was one Dr. Ahenkra committee.
Dr. Ahenkra was with the Energy Commission.
Yes.
He was seconded to the Energy Ministry.
Yeah.
When the MPP won the elections, he was brought back to the Energy Commission. But he has been central in the review or investigations of the PPAs before Mahama left office and when Akufo-Addo came. In fact, Sami Gyamfi suggested that Dr. Ahenkra told the court that the decision to cancel the contract was a recommendation by his committee.
Okay.
And that Dr. Ahenkra said he knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
The allegation hangs. But I believe that government may want to respond to some of the fresh allegations in Sami Gyamfi's presentation. But I want us to listen to Sami Gyamfi, other issues he raised. When we come back, he will conclude on it, and then we'll move on to Ejura and speak to issues developing in that part of the country.
That the 170 million US dollars judgment debt awarded to GPGC was occasioned by the criminal negligence, complete dereliction of duty, and recklessness of the Akufo-Addo government in terminating the EPA without any lawful justification, and not the signing of the agreement. Therefore, those who have to be held responsible are those who were involved in the termination of the agreement on the basis of fictitious and contrived claims, when they knew the danger their actions could portend for this country, and not those who signed the agreement, which was approved by Parliament in any case. The NDC is appalled and disgusted by the incompetence, sloppiness, and recklessness that was displayed by the MPP Akufo-Addo government, particularly the Aegis Department in the conduct of this case. The AG, her deputy Godfrey Adame, who led the government of Ghana's legal team at the arbitration, very well knew that the tribunal had set 26 January 2021 for its arbitral decision. They all became aware of the arbitral award against Ghana on the 26th of January 2021, at which time their party, the New Patriotic Party, was in office. They knew that Ghana had only 28 days to challenge the award, if we so wished. And they knew that an AG or deputy AG was not likely to be in office by that time. What instructions did they give to the Solicitor General or the relevant officers at the AG's department in their handing over notes? Or what arrangements did they put in place to ensure that arbitral award was challenged if it didn't go in our favor?
All right, so I'm receiving a lot of text messages. This one says, I am Sam Jerome, Regional Communications Officer for Western North. Say good morning to the gentleman in the studio. Emmanuel Anyuan, somebody says he is Sam Jerome, and he wants to say hi. Now, let me read a few text messages, and then I'll come to you. Mukaila Jones Adias, Inside Kerry, says, see how Sami Jemfi struggled to make NDC relevant on his take-or-pay deal. Ghanaians should disregard the content of Sami Jemfi's press conference because near Odi Ashedano Bayer Onuana, I'm struggling to read the tree. The basic question is that if they hadn't pushed or rushed in to sign the suicidal worrying take-or-pay contract, NPP wouldn't have taken this move. So if Sami Jemfi has any worry and frustrations to pronounce, you should direct them at John Mahama. I'll let you respond to this, but let me do a few more text messages. Good morning, Eric. All we wish to say is that the police must be proactive in dealing with the issues that come before them and not put on partisan coats. Boshaba says, Ghanaians, the population and housing census is ongoing, so let's all be vigilant and get involved and move to our nation and to move our nation forward. And he says, my regards to Evans Opoku Bobie, Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, and Yao Osei Boateng, Esinafo North MCE. This text message says, please, good morning. My name is Bright from Echuma, Ekropong, Dako Farms. I have a few for you, and you have always been sending this message, and your concern is about youth in a forestation program who have not been paid for the past 5 months. Abena, this one says, okay, it's the direct message to Abena, so I cannot read that one now. This one says, Adams at Timpoku. In fact, what Ghanaians should do is to be fearless men and face the police after all die be die. And the last one before I come to you, Abedi Kwadaso, police in Nedrono, says, Sami Jemfi and his NDC should give us a break. They failed Ghanaians taxpayers for not doing due diligence to know the right number of PPA Ghana needs. And so the blame game, and they are suggesting that if that deal had no questions, government perhaps wouldn't have been influenced to take the decision which has led us where we are, in spite of what you would describe as the Attorney General's sloppiness or government lack of seriousness, and maybe at the latter stage because the hired law firms had to abandon the case, as Sami Jemfi put it, because they realized it was a bad case. But now, if you listen to some of the messages I've read, they are saying, look, you must take part of the blame.
I mean, if you say we should take part of the blame as NDC, it is not that here nor there. Because, Eric, at that time, Ghanaians needed power. We signed the best agreement. Under NDC, the judgment debt of 170 million, it is not because we signed that contract. Eric, it is because some people slept on the job. It is because of some people's criminal negligence. It is because of the MPP incompetence and the two known they have been showing. But to set the record straight, their claim that we signed excess capacity. There's excess capacity. We are paying for excess capacity. Sometimes, maybe they don't understand the energy sector. See, in Energy Commission, they are the technical bone of the ministry. The Energy Commission says every year we should reserve 20% margin for any electricity we produce. So as a country, so there was a policy. So when we produce the electricity, it's like you are playing football and you have 11 players on the pitch, 6 players or 5 players sitting on the bench. Eric, are you telling me that 5 players or 6 players sitting on the bench, it is not necessary? Are they telling us that 6 players are not necessary? I mean, who does that? So when you are producing electricity and you need 1,000 megawatts, you don't just produce 1,000 megawatts, you produce about 2,000 megawatts so that you get excess. So that when you have emergency such as the Dumso, you can use that to augment it. And as a country, if you go to Burkina Faso, as I'm speaking to you, we give Burkina Faso 100 megawatts of electricity. As MPP and Kenoforiata told us how much we are making from the 100 megawatts we are getting, it is because of the excess capacity we are able to produce. That is why we are giving them 10 megawatts. And when under NDC, President John Dramani Mahama was extending the grid lines from 131 kVA to 330 kVA. His vision was to give Burkina Faso increase their 100 megawatt capacity to about 200, 300 megawatts capacity. Cote d'Ivoire, the same. Togo, the same. Nigeria, they are lacking electricity. Nigerians have been able to connect pipeline from Nigeria to Ghana, West Africa gas pipeline, and they are giving us gas. Why can't we connect grid lines to Nigeria and give them power? That was the vision of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So, as a country, we wanted to be energy sufficient. We wanted to have energy security. So all those things we did wasn't done out of vacuum. It was done out of direction from the Energy Commission. And for me, if you come as a government and you have a lot of power purchasing agreements signed, I mean, it is not forced to start it because as a country, we are developing. And this government said they are moving from taxation to production. So if you want to set up a factory, won't you need electricity? If you want to set up a plant, won't you need electricity? And when you have excess electricity or enough electricity, Ghana will be able to get a lot of electricity. So for me, that argument about excess capacity, we signed excess capacity, it is smooth. So to set the record straight, we went to that, we terminated this agreement not because of excess capacity.
What are your suspicions?
My suspicion is that I believe there was a power play. I believe they directed President Nana Akufo-Addo, his cabinet directed Boakye Ejako wrongfully. Because the decision to cancel or to terminate that contract wasn't excess capacity. It was, that is what I read to you, that they couldn't meet some
the EPA conditions and so on.
But
and so forth.
it is the Energy Commission that must set up a board to issue licenses for operation. So if you don't have board and the people have applied for licenses and you are not giving them the license, are you blaming the people for not getting license? That is the reason why you cancelled the contract. You are saying the people didn't have construction permit. The people have had construction permit from the Pun Catamans.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of the project that had been initiated at different stages of development. I've seen that one.
But now, Eric,
you were making reference to the issue about excess energy.
Yes.
And you asked an important question, that government is not telling Ghanaians how much we are
making from the 100 megawatts
we are selling.
Thank you, Burkina Faso.
Yes. What I know is that if you go to the Energy Commission's website, there is the Ghana, we call it Ghana Power Supply Outlook for 2021. And there are some quite important things in there to look at. Now, if you look at the comprehensive report, which captures the outlook of power supply for 2021 and beyond, it talks about the fact that as we speak, the thermal energy power production is about 36%, it's about 66%, and then the hydro power sector is producing about 35%.
Okay.
Now, it goes ahead to say that, in fact, in 2020, Ghana's export of power to the sub-region increased by 26%.
Okay.
So, and I want to quote exactly what the Energy Commission's website says. The report, the outlook for 2021.
Yeah.
It says, according to the National Energy Statistics Report, Ghana's electricity export hit a record level last year. Official data indicates that the electricity export climbed by approximately 26% to 1,801 gigawatt hours in 2020 from the previous period of 1,430 gigawatt hours in 2019. Now, much, as you said, has been exported to Cote d'Ivoire. Now, if you look at the same report, it says, according to the regulator, demand for electricity continues to increase, recording a growth rate of 10.2% last year, despite the pandemic. And it goes on ahead to say that between now and 2023, Ghana does not need additional power. What we have is sufficient. And it captures the 18-20% range that you have to talk about as surplus. Now, it goes on to say in the recommendations that completion of project to upgrade the transmission systems by mid-2021 is expected to improve. So it was referencing the Pukwasi interchange, the box supply point, the Kasua one, and the ones which are resulting in the power outages we are experiencing. Then it says additional generation capacity will be needed from 2025. So it means that the Energy Commission is also looking forward that from 2025, if you look at the rate at which we are consuming power or demand is rising at a 10% increase on a yearly basis, what is in the system now should see some level of investment in terms of additional power generation from 2025, 2036. And this report in the Outlook report for 2021 is talking about what must be done. Now, does this suggest that the thinking of the Mahama administration was looking beyond 2025? Because government's thinking is that as we speak now, we have too much. And the Energy Commission's report says, yes, we have too much, but that can take us to 2024. 2025, we should start. What is really the explanation in response to this confusion?
Eric, the reason why we call His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the nation builder is because the man has vision. He can predict the future. He listens to technical advice. Under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he doesn't listen to technical advice. You see, the Energy Commission, as you see as agency, it is the technical backbone of the of the ministry. It's the same way that we established the Petroleum Commission. The Petroleum Commission is the technical and the police backbone of the Petroleum Ministry. So when you have government who works with the technical group, we will plan ahead. Under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, all they are doing is only blame games. They are not planning. So when the thing hits them, then they shift the blame to President Mahama. But all the records shows that under President Mahama, even from President Osagyefo Nkrumah, there is a policy that every 7 years we must increase energy capacity. Every 7 years. So even Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, his father, they didn't add any generational capacity. So it is that legacy that came to meet President Mahama that I said, no, we should stop this thing once and for all. So we projected, we produced power. And today, as I am speaking to you now, when they are making their commentaries, the MPP, the spokespersons, they don't tell us how much they are also getting from that so-called their excess capacity they are also getting and selling to Cote d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso. They are not telling us how much government is generating revenue from, but they're only blaming government for producing excess power. And they're also blaming us for doing take or pay, signing take or pay agreement. And Akufo, we signed take or pay. Osono Sen, we signed take or pay. Tema transmission, we signed take or pay. Under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he assigned take or pay of LNG. So when they say take or pay is something that is not good in the energy sector, I mean, sometimes it baffles my mind. I don't understand them. They are signing take or pay, but they are telling us we are signing take or pay. So, Eric, the fact of the matter is that we are here today going to pay this judgment debt to a private company for no work done because of somebody criminal negligence, because of somebody went to sleep.
Now, the NDC says the issue must be investigated.
Yeah.
Godfrey Dami says he's going to instruct the police to investigate this case. There are others who are saying Godfrey Dami cannot investigate himself. Will NDC be using Parliament as a tool to call for this investigation? What is the strategy you are going to adopt? Because if you don't get what you want, government may have its way by using the CID to come after some of your former officials.
Come after them for what? For you going to sign, you knowing very well that when you terminate this contract, they know in the arbitration report, it was stated clear that they know that when they terminate this agreement, we are going to pay judgment debt. And they went ahead to terminate the agreement. So who is going to be held liable for terminating a contract? First of all, they should start cleaning their house. They should start sending CID to investigate Boachie Jaku, who signed the termination letter. They should start investigating people who redacted the reports that they sent to the arbitration. Do you know that the report that they sent to the arbitration, there was a redacted version? So who did that the redaction and didn't take the full report to the arbitration? Because this is a serious issue that we are going to lose 170 million.
We are told the amount is even more.
Yes, I mean, we'll pay compound interest, but for now, the one we know on record is the $170 million. And I'm telling you that as a country, we travel, president will travel and
go. Do you expect NDC MPs to, or maybe one of them to table a motion asking for an independent investigation into this? Because yesterday others said, why is it that those who are actually involved are not addressing the media to tell us what they know? Because Dr. Kwabena Donko is there, Kofi Amabua is there, John Jinapo is there. There are key people in the then administration who were key actors, and so they could have told us what they know and not the NDC as a political party. So your interest or your press statement has politicized everything, and it will be the same NDC MPP, and the matter will go nowhere.
I mean, Dr. Donko has spoken on this matter. Honorable Kufibua has spoken
extensively
on this matter. Honorable Jinapo, same. Even told Godfrey Dami that you never be Attorney General forever. So I mean,
so those with that thinking,
they've said enough.
Okay.
And NDC as a political party, responsible as we are, the biggest opposition party to take over government, sending signals to them that, well, they can decide to do whatever they want to do, but we are telling them that we'll come after them when Ghanaians give us the opportunity to govern this country. So for them, they can continue to do blame games. But the record shows that they will be held accountable for what we are going to pay 170 million for nothing, because they sat down, there was arbitration for them to take all documents to, to defend their side. They didn't do it. There was 3 days, they gave them another extension. They couldn't meet that extension. All they were giving excuses were COVID and elections, and I'm telling you that these excuses, the arbitration said it is moot. So the fact of the matter is that we have been hit to pay a judgment debt. And those people involved, those people who did the redacted version will be held accountable. Those people who advised the president and then the government to cancel or terminate the contract, they will be held accountable. So I don't know which CID is going to, to investigate who? Honorable Kofi Amabua, to investigate Dr. Donko or John Jinapo. Meanwhile, they didn't have any hand in terminating the contract.
Okay, so let me do a few text messages. When we come, we'll wrap up on Ejura, because we tried our phone lines and we are having difficulties getting them. We know that there's a little problem along the line today. I don't know how we are going to get it resolved before the close of the show. My name is Bright from Echuma Ekropong Daku Farms. I have a new news for you. Fix the country. My town bad road in Echuma Ekropong my roads there are bad and it must be fixed. And you keep on raising that concern about unpaid afforestation, young men working in that department. Yesterday's press conference by the NDC on the $170 million judgment debt caused by the vindictive government clearly revealed the real situation we are dealing with. Not surprising, we are reaping what the president sowed after assumption of office. They saw every good thing by GM as bad, just to satisfy their populist agenda. My regards to Dr. Nana Ama Brown Kluche. This message came from Bright. Good morning, please. I'm sending this message from Somenya. This country, we need prayers. We need love. We need to support each other. We need love. And the years will come and we will not see this country as it is. And we see ourselves as enemies. And it goes on and on and on and on. And it's a very long message, so I'll stop there. Inshraba says, it's so unfortunate that I've witnessed both JDM's administration and Nana Akufo-Addo's administration. And the difference is that JDM's administration is the worst, the most poorest, the most visionless, while Nana Akufo-Addo's government is a policy-oriented government. And this came from Inshraba. Anelka sent this text message. The MPP government are the real definition of scam, corruption, and incompetency. Elembele Keke, may the oracle bless you and ignore Igor, the modem oracle. I'm sure, I don't know if that's the name he sent this. Do you know
Igor,
him?
yeah, I know him.
Oh, it's called Igor, the oracle. Igor, good morning.
Greetings to Igor.
Same Boache Asamanka said, the flooding system in the country didn't start today. It's been with us for a long time and claimed many lives. And I'm wondering why the NDC always asking the current government questions. I don't think they have the gut to and the moral right to blame the NPP for the floods we are experiencing today. The judgment debt, $170 million caused by the Nana Akufo-Addo, arose from termination, not the birth of the contract. The NPP and its surrogates should stop trying to share the blame. It was Nana Akufo-Addo's government decision that has led this country to this judgment debt. NPP government, since the days of Busia and Kufuor, don't respect contracts. They always have a way of getting away with it locally, but they can't get away at the international level. Mustafa Luamanya says everything is certain, not working under Nana Akufo-Addo's government, but the culture of silence has been institutionalized, and corruption is the order of the day. Rest in peace, Kaka Macho. My regards to Honorable David and Joshua Akamba. Mustafa sent this from Lower Manya. I'll do 3 more and come to you. Mystic Wonder inside in Sawam Eduejiri. The death of the Fix the Country campaigner, who is a citizen, is another confirmation of the culture of silence. It's very unfortunate. Intolerance is the hallmark of Nana Akufo-Addo-led government. So his critics are not safe. Not safe. The $170 million judgment debt could have been avoided if competent, visionary, and serious-minded people were to be in charge of this country. And it goes on and says, fix the country now. Good morning. This message is personal, so I'll leave it here. The last one says, Kwame Minka, why have you allowed the 2 MPP people to take over the program? This is TVXYZ. And many people have just memorized the numbers. So sometimes they chase the TV numbers when they should go to Power FM.
Oh, okay.
Now, we have just about 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
This Ejura incident, in fact, I've followed the story. I've gathered a lot of facts on the ground. It's so sad. And sometimes you don't know whether you should blame the police or you should blame other stakeholders who could have saved the life of this boy. I don't know whether you have seen the video he did and the evidence coming out, especially when the police had to caution him because of the video. Your reaction, briefly.
Yeah, before I come to that, I have stated on this platform that, first of all, the contract was a good contract because it was cheapest. The duration was 4 years. Government did not have any LOC or guarantee. 2, we are here paying judgment debt because some people went to sleep. Some people's criminal negligence brought us where we are. So it is not because of excess capacity. That is why we are paying this judgment debt. And 3rd one, NDC is saying that when we get the opportunity and come to power, we are signaling them and telling them that this one will be investigated and those who are responsible will be accountable and they will be dealt with according to the laws of this country. So we want to make the point clear that we are here paying this judgment debt because of their negligence. Eric, simple.
Okay.
To come to the Ejura issue.
Right.
My heart is saddened I'm scandalized by what
and make it brief. You have barely 2 minutes to go.
I'm scandalized by what has happened, because you see, we live in this country where we need good roads, we need hospitals, we need infrastructure, we need a lot of things. So when you have ordinary citizens, and President said we should be citizens, not spectators. So when you have responsible citizens telling you that we should fix these things, and they push you to the wall, you are lucky that citizens are helping you to fix this country, telling you that we need water, we need roads, we need this, we need that, we need hospitals. And they are helping you. Now you chase those people. And look at what has happened to this gentleman. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And condolences to their family. You see, when you listen to what happened, there was a police caution report. Police cautioned the gentleman that some people have reported him to from the municipal assembly that his actions and inactions is affecting the popularity of MPP in that area. So therefore, he should disengage from what he's doing. And I say, wow. And police...
I've read the police statement which said that we have investigated and decided to let you go. But if you let it happen again, we'll deal with you. And I want to read the statement, but you make your submission. Let me read the statement and we'll wrap up the show.
So, like, I'm worried. And that's why I'm saying I'm scandalized by the whole procedure and the processes. That citizens are demanding for the right thing to be done. And citizens are being murdered because they are demanding for the right thing to be done. God will not forgive this government. The God we serve will not forgive President Nanado and his people, because whether they like it or not, the blood of this innocent citizen will follow them, because the citizen is demanding, because the president said he should be citizen and not a spectator.
Let me
so
read
the citizen is demanding for development, for the right thing, because he's a taxpayer.
Don't go too far with your emotions. Let me read a statement.
I'm worried.
This is a warning letter signed on the 15th of June, 2021, by the District Superintendent of Police, who was using the CID form number 106 to Kaka Anyas Ibrahim. His number is here, and it says that, "Dear sir, my attention has been directed to what appeared to be a breach of the law committed by you," and the date was there, that's 4th June 2021, when you are stated to have committed the offense of offensive conduct. And it goes on to breach of the peace contrary to Section 207 Act 29/60. After giving this matter careful consideration, I've decided that no further action will be taken in this case, but you are informed that if you are reported again, it may be necessary to take proceedings against you in respect of the latter case. Did you see this as a threat from the police or an advice?
How can this be an advice? When a citizen is demanding something to be done, when I don't have road and I'm telling you that come and fix my road, when I don't have beds in my hospitals and I'm telling you that buy beds in the hospital because pregnant women are sleeping on the floor, can this be a warning to me that I should stop saying those things?
Okay.
But you see, one of the things that worries me is
30 seconds. My time is up.
The posture of the president about all these things is something that is very worrying.
You expect him to speak to this issue?
Of course. Okay. When somebody died in America, the president held vigil here.
Okay, that you are talking about George Floyd.
Thank you.
So this is a sad incident.
Yes.
And the call is on the president to make an open statement, at least, to assure the state that, look, there's nothing like the culture of silence, which is now trickling down from the top to ordinary citizen. It can backfire if people decide to defend themselves. That I can assure anybody, that human beings react. And sometimes when they are, the pent-up anger gets out of control, things get nasty. Emmanuel Anyima, alias Elembele Keke, was my guest today. And today we decided to allow you to be part of this program. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be with you again for an exciting program. Thank you for watching.